Hi, McArthur. How are you today? Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. How's your voice feeling?
It's feeling good. It's feeling good.
Good. That's great to hear. All righty. So, thinking back to what we were working on in our last session, what were some of the things that really resonated with you, stuck with you, that you were like, oh, this is going really well. I gotta hang on to that.
I would say like the thing that um was kind of like I guess hanging on my mind when I was going through
Yeah.
everything was just kind of like um to necessarily read don't react the way like she would react to or like how I would react to
Hmm.
it, like actually like read it, see what she would do, that if that makes sense. Because I remember like we were talking about it, and it was like, don't react the way I would react to it. React the way the character would react to it. And so like
Ah,
just trying
right.
to like figure out who these characters were, and then like how they would react to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that sometimes, if we just think like, what would I do in that situation? It
Yeah.
maybe isn't quite enough, right? Finding a way to really become that character and step into their shoes. I definitely think, there are times where, figuring out your truth and being like, if I were in that situation, here's what I would do, works really beautifully. But there are also times when the character is really different than us.
Mm.
And so being able to be flexible and go, if I were this character who is very different than me, what would I do in that situation? Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And
It,
so if
it,
we're working with characters who are pretty contrasting to us, then how do I find a way to bring life to them, you know? And the thing is, you can have a pretty good career playing characters who are, just like you. Um, there are many successful actors who just, this is what they do. They play this kind of character and that's all they do. And that's okay. They just kind of specialize in one thing. But I think that it definitely gives you more opportunity if you're more versatile. And it also is going to, I think, probably, as an actor, be pretty fun to be able to, switch it up and portray lots of different types of characters. So, I think, as you grow as an actor, that's definitely something that you want to be able to do is
mm.
take on the various characters, right? And if I think of, really fabulous voice actors, they're people that have the ability to change their voice. And you go, how did they just do those 10 different characters that sound nothing like their normal voice, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's something that's pretty cool,
Most definite. Most definite.
Yeah. So thinking back to some of the characters that we've been working on the last few times we've met, what were maybe some of the characters that were most satisfying to like tackle and conquer?
Mm, man, most satisfying. Uh, Definitely, because I know we did like a couple villain characters, and so like
Yeah.
those are like the ones that are like kind of sticking out in my head right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay,
just
for
being just
sure.
yeah, just being able to like have that menacing voice for it. One of the other ones that like kind of stick out to me is I can't remember if all of them were like this, but I know it was like he was kind of like did it. He was like I don't want to be here, and he was like kind of like a dick, but like his voice being able to like because it was a monologue, so it was like being able to shift from like line to line to as like if he's jumping from conversation to conversation. And because I'm
Yeah.
trying to find it right now, that script, but that
Hmm.
one I don't know why that one was just that one was very fun to do.
Yeah.
Um, and then just I guess just also having like how they had like multiple scripts in there too as well. So like that one was cool to do.
Hmm.
Um, definitely the little brother that we did a couple weeks ago. That one was just fun because it just felt like I didn't necessarily have to like care in the sense of
Mhm.
like his character wise. It's like his character is very like nonchalant, like I could do anything. I'm the youngest, they're not gonna be mad at me, type thing. So it was just very fun being able to play that character. It's like
Right.
those are the ones that kind of like come to mind right now. I'm like
Mm.
scrolling through like my word right now because I know there are others that like I was like, oh yeah, this was nice, this was nice, but definitely like the just the villainy one where it was just kind of like he, if I can find it, because I know it was like he had so many tone shifts in his too, to where like he felt, it was more like he felt hurt, like he was more like betrayed in a sense. I
Mm.
just cannot find that one, but that one
Yeah. So,
I like really like.
bringing life to those villain characters, right? Where
Yeah,
it's like they have more, um, like it's not just like that two-dimensional, like, oh, they're a bad guy, like giving them, um, more of like making them a real person where they have nuance and you feel for them. Um,
right.
yeah.
Like I know this one was like a while ago, but
Mhm.
the one that I always like going to because I just kind of always liked the voice that I made for him, and
Yeah.
it was an Igor one that we kind of did.
Mm, yeah.
So like kind of having like that not like the bad guy, but like how they're like, I would say like the nerdy assistant that kind of wants to please
Mm.
everybody, and so like being able to do like that Igor character because we did one like I remember when we were first kind of starting off together,
Hmm.
like way back when I couldn't get it down, and like when I was like got the Igor character down,
Yeah.
I went back to that script and like I was just like, oh, this voice fits this character so much better than
Yes.
the one that I had before for it.
Yeah.
So just so that like that one always sticks with me.
Mm.
But yes, yes,
Perfect. Okay, good. Good insights. Okay, so then would you feel like you want to um, revisit some of those same character types today, or do you want to tackle some new types of characters that maybe are a little bit different, that give you a little bit of a different challenge? Do you want to do something that feels like, um, you know, what are you thinking?
I definitely want to try and hit another like nerdy Igor assistant type character like Nervous.
Hmm.
Um, but I also definitely want to hit because I practiced on her on Maya and like I felt like I had the energy
Hmm.
in this sense because like have you ever watched the show Total Drama Island?
I haven't watched that one.
Okay, so like that's like way back when I was like in elementary school, so it was a minute. But like that show had a girl named like Courtney. Like I kind of was like, oh, this is like a Courtney character. The Gilmore Girls, I can't remember her
Yeah.
name, but like so like just like kind of having like the energy of like confidence, but also like very nervous of messing up. So like I felt like
Mm.
I definitely want to do like another character that, so I guess like nervousy characters
Okay.
going through here. And then I want to try and play or do like kind of like just like a funny goofy voice in a sense. And then
Do you
if we
have an
have,
example of a character for that one?
no, just kind of like a character that just like you hear their voice and you're just like, nah, this I can't take this character serious. He's gonna be
Yeah.
very nonchalant, very serious moments type person. Yeah. So like just kind of like that. And then like I would love to try and play like a fun older grandpa person.
Okay. All right. Good. A lot of variety there. Love it. Okay, absolutely. Great. So let's see what we can find here.
Did you get my recording that I sent?
I don't know if I did. Maybe resend it to me
Gotcha, gotcha.
because I don't think I saw it in my email. So I don't know if it somehow got lost, in all the folders and abyss of the email, but
Copy that, copy
maybe
that.
try resending it to me because I think I checked and I didn't see it. Um so yeah, so maybe resend that to me.
Will do, will do. I'll probably re-record Maya's lines.
Okay.
I feel a little bit more confident than I did when I sent you that other recording. But excuse me.
Let's see.
Oh, have you watched the One Piece live action season 2 yet?
I have not,
Pretty good, pretty
but it's definitely on my list. There are a few that I'm like, like you start them when there's not very much out,
good.
and then you have to like wait.
Nah, understandable, understandable. And then yeah, I've been working on like chapter 1 as well. So that's like I'm like okay, like break this apart here. Okay, she wants like this sensory feeling here. I'm like so definitely like just like rereading it, like trying to work it
Yeah.
out and stuff like that. But totally glad you liked it. So I was like, yeah. I was like, definitely won't try and stop. I don't know how you're gonna feel about the rest of the chapters when you read them, but
Okay. Why don't we start with the grandpa character? Because I found one I think would work for that pretty well. All right.
I think it's just because we're just rewatching Gravity Falls. I'm like, girl, go Stan. That'd be such a totally fun person to play. So I just had like chips and dip, so it might be a lot of that cheese that is like, ooh, this is messing with my stomach right now.
All right. So, go ahead and take a look here.
Oh, my computer is acting funny. Okay, there we go. So go on, make mistakes, laugh loudly, eat dessert before dinner. Why don't trust me? You're my age. Learn to live with no regrets. Okay, okay, okay. I feel like that taught me three things. Definitely talking to his grandson. I feel like this is a happy moment, so he's not in a hospital. I feel like they're definitely like on the porch in the living room, kind of chilling. I feel like it's a possibility that like the grandson probably asked about something what to do with his grandmother because
Sure.
I can like just see them like chilling and then him being like, "Hey, Grandpa, like what did Grandma do when she was thinking about maybe going to college or not or." So I
Hmm.
feel like that conversation kicked off something. He's like, "Let me tell you about these three things before you go off to college," or something like that. And so like
Yeah.
because he even says never stop asking questions and stuff like that. So I feel like it's definitely
Yeah.
like a lighthearted moment, but a moment of like the grandson has been like thinking of doing something. So I feel like the grandson's not
Mm.
super young, like maybe 16,
Okay.
15, and like he's
Yeah.
very close to his grandfather.
Hmm. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. So just like a really sweet bonding moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't, yeah, yeah. Just like instilling some wisdom on there. Ooh, okay. Grandpa voice, but lighthearted. But grandpa voice. He's not angry. Okay, got this. Grunkle stay. Now listen here, kiddo. I've been around a long time. Long enough to know three important things. First, nobody actually knows what they're doing. Not the politicians, not the experts, not the guy on television with the very confident eyebrows. We're all just doing our best and hoping the coffee kicks in before the consequences do. Second, if you ever get the chance to dance, even badly, you take it. Your grandma and I used to dance in the kitchen. No music half the time, just the sound of the fridge humming and the dog judging us. And third, the secret to a good life is curiosity. Stay curious about people, about stories, about the weird bird in your backyard that looks like it's plotting something. And keep asking questions, and the world stays big. The moment you stop asking, the world shrinks down in the size of your worries. So go on, make mistakes, laugh loudly, eat desserts before dinner once in a while. Trust me, when you're my age, you learn to live with no regrets.
Yeah. I would say like for the most part um it definitely, stays more like logical and serious and things, Um, but then like he has like cute moments like dance badly, and like uh
The bird plotting in your
and the
backyard.
dog judging you and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. He has some funny little things that are like quirky. Yeah, so tell me what stood out to you the most there? What do you feel like are some of the most important things to bring out?
Um, Definitely like his care for it because I don't want it to make it sound like I would be scolding this character at all.
Right.
So definitely like just like how we said like how there's like the funny moments like yeah he's like of course
Yeah.
bringing wisdom but like in a sense like he's also bringing in like the joy of the life that he lived and he wants to like pass that on. So I feel like keep that like
Right.
just to like kind of come across as like this is a joyful moment, not like a
Yeah.
serious moment of like scolding or even like seems like a serious moment of like wisdom being passed down. It's like one of those things
Right.
where it's like maybe you're just like walking or like you're thinking about these choices or these friends or rather like where you want to hang out with or do something like this and like this conversation just randomly pops up because
Hmm.
the grandpa in a sense did it like distilled this in like such a comfortable way for him and his grandson
Hmm.
to absorb the
Yeah.
information that's coming.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, so I think you know how old people get like even when they're serious, they're like they have these funny little things that you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Like my grandma will say like off like a herd of turtles, and my grandpa changed it to off like a turd of hurdles, and they just say these like funny things that you're like, what? You know? And they just have like these little quirky things. So I think like even though it is this really sweet bonding moment, like also incorporate some of the eccentricities as well.
Gotcha,
I feel like
gotcha.
as they get older, they just become more and more like where they're like, I'm not gonna take myself too seriously. I'm just gonna be my authentic self. I don't really care what anybody thinks. Um, which I think is great. Where they just are like, I'm just gonna be real. So I like those elements and like I was thinking too, probably like the mom of this kid probably would be like, no dessert till after you eat your dinner.
Right.
So maybe he's like, I'm gonna tell you a secret. You can have a cookie before dinner sometimes. Don't tell your mom I said that. So yeah, I feel like yeah, they're just like cute things that you could kind of lean into, that are quirky things, or like
Mm,
secrets just between the two of them. Um, yeah, so just kind of playing with that, like where is he serious? Where is he kind of like joking a little bit? Where is he a little bit eccentric where you're like, are you serious? Or the bird? What? You know? Um, so yeah, so like yeah, just play with those different moments throughout.
gotcha,
Let's try it.
gotcha. Now listen, sorry. Now listen here, kiddo. I've been around a long time, enough to know three important things. First, nobody actually knows what they're doing. Not the politicians, not the experts, not the guy on television with the very good eyebrows. We're all just doing our best and hoping the coffee kicks in before the consequences do. Second, if you ever get the chance to dance, even badly, you take it. Your grandma and I used to dance in the kitchen. No music half the time, just the sound of the fridge humming and the dog judging us. And third, the secret to a good life is curiosity. Stay curious about people, about stories, about the weird bird in your backyard that looks like it's plotting something. You keep asking questions and the world stays big. The moment you stop asking, the world shrinks down to the size of your worries. So go on, make mistakes, laugh loudly, eat dessert before dinner once in a while. Trust me, when you're my age, you learn to live with no regrets.
Nice. Yeah, good. Um, so what did you like best about that take?
Um, it definitely felt like, I guess, like more lively. Um,
Hmm.
especially at the beginning, I felt like when I got more towards the end, I like reverted back to like the first time I did it a little bit, to where like
Okay,
he was like
yeah.
more serious. But definitely like the beginning, or like it just felt like uh livelier, like the tonal shift for me at least, like felt like I was having a good time just talking to my grandkid. I
Yeah,
felt like, huh.
which is great. Yeah, I feel like they could be, fishing together, or they could be shucking corn, or they could be, just watching the sunset in the rocking chairs.
Mm,
Like I feel like it's just one of those, sweet bonding moments
nah, I feel
that
that. I
sticks with
feel that.
you.
Nah, yeah, yeah, no,
That
I feel that.
someday his grandson's gonna be looking back and be like, that was a nice day, good time with Gramps, or they're just like eating some watermelon, spitting watermelon seeds off the porch or something.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Yeah, like something real chill.
Yeah.
Um, so, um, yeah, so tell me, do you have any actual characters, like grandpa characters, that you could kind of see incorporating a similar character voice or similar, character aspects, like, if I'm just considering grandpa characters, like, I know
Um.
Boondocks would be like he's very a very different kind of grandpa. But like what are some of the voices and like how do they create that older older, kind of elderly characteristic with their voices.
Man. So like for me, like I'm definitely thinking of like Bronco Stan and Boondocks
Yeah,
characters as like inspiration for this character.
sure.
For voices, like, because I'll definitely like I would have to go back and like actually listen to them,
Hmm.
but definitely I do because like Grandpa from Boondocks is like he's fun, but I feel like he's also very serious. But
Yeah.
definitely like Grunkle Stan, especially
Yeah.
like once his brother gets there and like he knows the kids are like on like the tail end of like discovering these books. I feel like even like his voice gets more serious with like,
Hmm.
but also like it still has like that lighter tone of like him trying to make sure the kids, like him trying to play the kids of like, oh no, it's just like all like fun, or like in your imagination, like you didn't really see this, but like really behind the scenes in his basement he's like trying to get his brother out of there. So I feel like definitely like
Hmm.
just like his type of character and Boondocks, like they would have like these serious conversations, but also have
Yeah.
like the lightheartedness to be able to like pull this
Yeah.
off.
But it never gets too heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. And then thinking of the voice itself, thinking of like, is it higher or lower pitched? Is it gritty? Is it textured? Is it growly? Is it raspy? Is it creaky? Um, is it going to be more flowing? Is it going to be more choppy? What are some of the things that, you know, make that voice what it is?
I definitely think like it's more gritty. Like I know the voice I'm
Mm.
using for it right now is definitely not the final voice I want to use for it.
Sure.
Um, so like I definitely feel like it's definitely more gritty and like more choppy. I don't. I think it has like a flow to
Hmm.
it, but it's not like a like it's like a like kind of
Yeah,
flow that like I'm getting from it.
sure.
So like I definitely want to like go back and like just find like cartoon grandpas.
Okay. Yeah, just
Um,
do a little like
yeah,
exploring and see what you can find.
because I'm trying to think of like Grandpa Stan's voice right now. Like it
Yeah.
is like kind of like not taught. It's like there, but it's not fully. Like I can hear it, but I can't hear it.
Yeah.
But
So you have like the
it,
impression, but you're like,
yeah,
I feel like doing a little more research into that would be helpful.
yeah, because like him and Grandpa's from Boondocks, like they don't have the deepest voice, but
Right.
they have like a gritty. I don't even say like a gritty, but like there's like a roughness to it, to where it's not
Hmm.
like where it's just coming out like fully, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
there's like a gurgle to it.
Right. Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
Yeah,
it's like
like almost like a gargly kind of sound. And I think that's very normal for voices when they get older. Our vocal folds thin
mm,
as we get older. And so we don't get as like clean and clear of a tone. Um, and so they get like thinner and it doesn't feel as like so our vocal folds when we're young, they'll like swell and fill with fluid and they'll vibrate really smoothly against each other and we'll have like lubrication on them. As we get older, they're gonna get thinner. Our muscle tone is gonna wane a bit. Um, and and so it's like a very normal thing with age that the voice will just get a little bit of that rough quality to it. It's not going to vibrate as smoothly and cleanly and have the clarity. Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah, so
gotcha. Gotta practice
it's
that.
very normal, though maybe not, our favorite. We were probably like, ah, rats. If we train our voice, we can, keep it, more toned and everything. Um, like, somebody in the gym can train their voice and keep it keep it more fit. Um,
Mm,
but it's a very normal thing. So yeah, that's something to just kind of incorporate into the sound. Um, and I think like for different characters, there might be different qualities, but so just kind of channeling some of that. Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha.
Okay. Um, so let's go ahead and try it one more time.
Now listen here, kiddo. I've been around a long time, long enough to know three important things. First, nobody actually knows what they're doing. Not the politicians, not the experts, not the guy on television with the very confident eyebrows. We're all just doing our best and hoping the coffee kicks in before the consequences do. Second, if you ever get the chance to dance, even badly, you take it. Your grandma and I used to dance in the kitchen. No music half the time, just the sound of the fridge humming and the dog judging us. And third, the secret to a good life is curiosity. Stay curious about people, about stories, about the weird bird in your backyard that looks like it's plotting something. You keep asking questions and the world stays big. The moment you stop asking, the world shrinks down to the size of your worries. So go on, make mistakes, laugh loudly, eat dessert before dinner once in a while. Trust me, when you're my age, you learn to live with no regrets.
Nice. Yeah, good. Um, yeah, I feel like figuring out too, like, are you trying to comfort your grandson? Are you trying to inspire him? Are you trying to entertain him? Are you trying to, is it like this is my last chance because I'm, sick to maybe tell you these things and give you my life wisdom. So I want to be sure to get this out now. Um, is it more of like I'm scolding you because you're not living your best life and I want you to buck up, kid? Maybe he's kind of insecure and shy and sort of lives, halfway, and you're like, okay, you got to start stepping up and really experiencing things. Like, what do you think is that intention? Like, has he been bullied at school? Has he had his teacher be like, oh, he's really shy. He doesn't engage much in class? Has he, um, you know, you noticed that he maybe has a crush on the girl next door, but he's like too scared to talk to her? Is it that, um, he is just like, teacher's pet and like always trying to like make all the adults happy and just like do everything right? And you're like, you got to get messy every now and then, kid. Climb a tree, scrape your knee, get in a fight. you know? So figuring out like what it is that you're trying to do here. So what do you think? Like what is the goal here of what you're saying?
I definitely feel like it's more to like give him confidence and inspire him.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's more of a like uh he can it's I feel like it's either like one like he can see that his grandson kind of has like stress pent on him. Like I feel like
Mm,
it's more like maybe his grandson's always been like a people pleaser, so now like maybe
mm,
like there's this thing that's coming up to where like he can choose to do this or that, and he doesn't
yeah.
really know what to choose because it can make this person angry or that person angry, and so like I feel like this is more so of like, hey man, like one, nobody knows what they're doing. Two, you gotta just do you, no matter where you're at or no matter who's judging you. And three, like you just gotta be curious about what you want to do and always move forward on what you want to do, not on what anybody else wants to do or not what the world wants you to say like what to do. So I feel like it's definitely a way to like give him confidence, but also a way to like inspire him to do something for himself in a
Mm.
sense.
Okay. All right. Great. So tell me, if we kind of shape the script with a strong beginning, middle, and end point, what would be that like emotion or action at the beginning? Where are we going to end? Like, what's our button on the whole thing? And then what do we kind of journey through to get there?
I think the end is definite. I mean, not the end. The beginning is definitely like a very like happier tone in a
Okay.
sense of like he just like it's like I feel like it's like a like come here bucko or like a kid, and like he like is just trying to like start off the conversation of just like I just like want to talk. I want to like give you my 2 cents. And so like it's just kind of like that more lighthearted tone to it. And so
Hmm.
then I feel like we kind of journey through the middle of like keeping that lightheartedness, but also like sprinkling in the seriousness of like the choices that you're about to have to make, or like what you have to do to maybe be yourself, or like
Yeah.
maybe like get out of like town and experience the world for yourself. So I feel like we sprinkled like that seriousness through the script, and then at the end, I feel like it ends off like not serious or happy, but kind of like an understanding of like like you have to live this life with no regrets. Like it's an understanding of like enjoy everything that you've done, just like how we went through joy of this conversation and like heartedness through this conversation, but also like make
Yeah.
sure that when you do something, you do it because you've already thought about it. You're doing it because you want to do it, not because somebody else wants to do it for you.
Yeah. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and I want you to try it again with all those different beats.
Gotcha. Now listen here, kiddo. I've been around a long time. Long enough to know three important things. First, nobody actually knows what they're doing. Not the politicians, not the experts, not the guy on the television with the very confident eyebrows. We're all just doing our best and hoping the coffee kicks in before the consequences do. Second, if you ever get the chance to dance, even badly, you take it. Your grandma and I used to dance in the kitchen, no music half the time, just the sound of the fridge humming and the dog judging us. And third, the secret to a good life is curiosity. Stay curious about people, about stories, about the weird bird in your backyard that looks like it's plotting something. You keep asking questions and the world stays big. The moment you stop asking questions, the world shrinks down to the size of your worries. So go on, make mistakes, laugh loudly. Eat desserts before dinner once in a while, trust me. When you're my age, you learn to live with no regrets.
Good. Yeah. So I really liked that. I would love to hear, go ahead and put a little like pause or like a moment for a new thought before you switch into the new, like, firstly, this, pause, secondly, that, pause, and
Mm,
thirdly, this, right? So give me just a little breath between each one of those, okay?
gotcha, gotcha. Copy that.
Now listen here, kiddo. I've been around a long time. Long enough to know the three important things. First, nobody actually knows what they're doing. Not the politicians, not the experts, not the guy on television with the very confident eyebrows. We're all just doing our best, hoping the coffee kicks in before the consequences do. Second, if you ever get the chance to dance, even badly, you take it. Your grandma and I used to dance in the kitchen, no music half the time, just the sound of the fridge humming and the dog judging us. And third, the secret to a good life is curiosity. Stay curious about people, about stories, about the weird bird in your backyard that looks like it's plotting something. You keep asking questions, and the world stays big. The moment you stop asking, the world shrinks down to the size of your worries. So go on, make mistakes, laugh loudly, eat dessert before dinner once in a while. Trust me, when you're my age, you learn to live with no regrets.
Good. Yeah, I think having just that little moment to kind of let what you said already sink in and then let us kind of have a mental shift into the new thing, it works really nicely. Yeah, beautiful. So I want you to do some listening, explore some grandpa character voices this week and play with that more. I did find a couple other scripts that I think could be fun to work on. Um, so let's just do a cold read of these other two. I just sent a PDF through. So I want you to take a look um, at these two characters as well. I tried to find ones that were kind of like similar to what you were mentioning. They might not be exact, but it gives us something to play with and somewhere to kind of start from. Um, so let's do a cold read of that panicking one. So just take a moment and just kind of read through it, get an idea for it, and then We're just gonna do it like if you were at an audition and they were like, "Hey, we just want to hear what you do with this script," and it's like they just give it to you and they're like, "Go." That sometimes happens. So we're just gonna do our best, like try to just give it energy, give it attitude, and just run with it,
Gotcha.
which I know is a little daunting, but it can be pretty fun too.
Okay. Totally got this. Okay, okay, just give me a second. I'm not panicking. I'm not. This is not panic. This is advanced concern. There's a difference. But panic is when you forget how to breathe and your brain starts telling, we're all going to die for no reason. I'm still breathing. Mostly, I mean, a little faster than usual. But that's just oxygen enthusiasm. Look, all I'm saying is that maybe we should have checked the instructions before we started because the instructions probably said something important like do not press the red button. And what did I do? I pressed the red button. Not aggressively, just curiously. It was a curious press, and now the machine is making that sound. You hear that, right? That is not a comforting sound. That is the sound a machine makes when it has opinions about your life choices. No, don't touch it. Don't touch anything else. We already touched one thing, and now it's humming like it's about to launch into orbit. Okay, new plan. We remain calm. We breathe. We act like people who totally know what we're doing. If anyone asks, we say this is part of the process, confidently, while slowly backing away.
Awesome. Some really fun initial instincts there. That was great. Awesome. Okay, so let's also try a cold read of this third script as well. So go ahead and take a little silent read through a moment just to kind of process what's there. And then we're going to give that one a whirl as well. Okay.
Listen, I understand that people sometimes underestimate me. I get it. I talk fast, I joke a lot, and one time, I accidentally tried to unlock my own front door with the TV remote. But that was a long day, and the buttons looked encouraging. But here's the thing. Just because I laugh at everything doesn't mean I'm not paying attention. People think the loudest person in the room can't possibly be the one who notices the quiet stuff. The little glances, the moments when someone says, I'm fine, but they're absolutely not. I see those things. Most of the times I make a joke, because jokes are lighter and people breathe easier when they're laughing. But every now and then, something matters too much to joke about. And when that happens, I'm still here, still watching, still listening. And suddenly, everyone gets very surprised that I know exactly what's going on.
Okay, all right. So awesome. I think for just like a first initial take, those were both really good. You definitely had a very clear, distinct idea of what you wanted to do with each of them. So I was really excited to hear that. So tell me your reflections on each of those. What went well?
Um, I would say definitely for each of them, for me at least, it felt like just the emotion of the initial scene in the script of
Yeah.
like for the panicking one, I felt like I got off like, oh, this person is very not the right moment. They're not calm at all. So I felt like I really was able to like pull that off. For the serious jokes through it, I definitely wanted to start off like he was joking, like he's talking really fast and lighthearted, and then like tonal shifted very seriously. Um,
Yeah.
so I felt like I was able to like shift it pretty well. So those are
Nice.
like the two things that I felt like I did very very well. And then for the
Yeah, so
panicking one,
I'm
yeah.
curious, what did you do to help yourself just like have a strong idea and run with it?
So the the panicking one, I definitely went straight back to the scripts that we done from
Yeah, okay.
again, even from like Maya from last week to the Igor one to the one that we
Yeah.
did like I think it was like a year ago. So like that's kind of like why my voice was kind of changing towards the end with that
Okay.
one.
That's okay.
So like I definitely want to work with that one because I kind of have like a voice that I want to use for that one.
Sure.
But like just thinking on like those past scripts of like, oh okay, like this person was like panicking when this came up. This is how they breathe. This is
Yeah.
like I feel like this is what these characters would do if they're in this situation. I was like, clearly this is a smart person that they're working on something. Because it seems like it's about to launch into orbit, so they have a lab of their own. So like, just like thinking of all those things
Yeah.
of like, oh, this is a smart person. Okay, these people
Sure.
were smart people. So like, just having that stuff there, and then for the serious jokester, first I was definitely thinking of Sokka from Avatar.
Ah, yeah.
So like that's like the first character that kind of just popped up in my head when I seen
Absolutely.
serious jokester. So like just having that, and then like also just kind of like I don't know if you watch Star Trek, but like I just
Yeah.
watched like Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. So like just
Okay.
have like
Yeah.
watching some of those characters and like how they try to like mask like their emotions
Mm.
and stuff like that. And so like just going when I first like read through it, I definitely again wanted I wanted that total shift, and then I definitely
Yeah.
thought of like this high school kid that everybody kind of just like thinks is always joking, but really like he's the one that kind of has the biggest heart and is always paying attention to everybody.
Sure.
So like just like thinking of those things just made me like go, okay, this is what I want to do with this script right now. So
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah. I love that you were able to pull voices that you've done in the past. That I think is a great way to approach that when it's like, I just have to come up with something, pull a character that you've already developed. And then I also love that idea of just utilizing those character inspirations. So being like, okay, what are characters, if there's not a character voice that I've developed that's similar to this, what are characters that I could pull from and kind of develop and in this moment start exploring, but I have a really clear idea of who they are because I've, seen and listened to characters who are similar to that. So I
mm,
think those are really good ways to approach those cold reads. So I'd love for you to save this PDF and work on these scripts this week and flesh out the characters. And then I'd love to revisit them in our next session, or you can also send me recordings of them. Yeah, sound good?
copy that. Copy that.
Beautiful.
We'll do. We'll do.
Really nice work today, McArthur.
Thank you.
This was fun. Yeah,
For
really,
sure.
really different contrasting character choices. Beautiful.
I was like just thinking of like because how we did Maya, Dexter, and Ethan. I was like, man, that one like
Yeah,
challenged me, and I still feel like I still got to work on that one as well.
sure.
Really with Maya. So I was just like, man, let's like I guess just keep like pushing it and choose different things than what I'm
Hmm.
used to. So
For
glad you helped me with
sure.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Even when you have, a character voice that you've developed, you might find different nuances, right? And you might go like, oh, okay, so it's like that character, but with these little tweaks.
Mm.
So it's always really fun to work with the individual scripts and the individual characters. But having a bunch of things ready to go in your tool belt is always really helpful. So, yeah, awesome. I thought those cold reads they went really well. So, obviously we can always improve them, but cold reads are something that are kind of daunting. And I felt like fully committed, which I think is the key. And you mentioned, your voice changed a little bit in the second one. I think that's okay. They just want to see like what are some of your ideas and, just kind of first instincts. And, they just want to hear a little bit so that they also can get ideas. Because a lot of the time they think they know what they want, but they don't really know what they want until they hear it. And so, when you go, here are some ideas, then they go, oh, okay, I can like see the potential there. And they know pretty quickly if they could envision you in that role, Um, if they're like, yeah, I'm hearing it, like we're definitely in the right direction, or if they're like, yeah, I think it's not quite the right fit, Um, but I think you have some really beautiful instincts. So, yeah, nice. So just
Thank
keep
you.
leaning into those instincts. Trust your instincts
Copy
and keep
that.
that
Copy
sense of
that.
creativity and play.
We'll do. We'll do. We'll do.
Nice. Great work today. And I'm excited to hear your recordings.
I got you. I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
very
I'm gonna
fun.
send them.
Yeah, I also like that, like with the grandpa character, that's you obviously are not a grandpa, like you're not that age, you're not, you don't have that voice naturally, you have to create that character voice. So I like that we have two characters that like emotionally and personality wise are a little different, but your voice doesn't have to change like a crazy amount. But even so, you still sounded distinctly different for all three. But then we also have this character that is like way different from you with the grandpa character, like your vocals. So I think that's great to challenge yourself with the different voices. And I even noticed with the second two, like one was a little more high pitched, so you played with creating a distinctly different voice, even, in that context of like it's just a cold read, so instead of just changing like emotion and attitude, you also changed the character voice for all three, which I think was it just kind of showed, how far you've come that you were able to just like very quickly come up with something new in that moment. So awesome work. Very
Thank you. Thank
cool. I
you.
hope you had fun with it. I definitely
Oh,
did.
most definite. Most definite. Most definite.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just being able, because I definitely remember, like when we were first meeting, I was definitely terrified to
Oh.
definitely like switch up voices or even try a different voice. So like again, even when you're like saying how far I've come, just being able to like shoot
Mhm.
out those different voices,
Right.
just in front of you. So like it's
Yeah,
definitely
that
fun.
like second guessing yourself and
Yeah,
feeling anxious about it. Like now you're a lot more like, okay, I can try this. Yeah, like you pretty quickly were able to just dive into these different characters, which I think, it shows, like you said, how far you've come. So that's awesome. It's so cool.
because of you. It's because
It's
of you.
very cool. You're the one doing the work though. So I can only, lead a horse to water, right? I can't make him drink. So I can give you tips and suggestions and like help to guide you. But you have to do the work and you've been doing it. So it's definitely showing and it's very exciting to see that process. So keep doing it. You're doing great stuff. And I look forward to hearing the recordings. So just send me a text when you email it to me and I'll be sure this time if I go look for it and I don't find it, I'll be like, hey, resend that to me.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. So have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you soon.
All right.
Bye, McArthur.